basically 3 months into this. 2 Spock-Blocks.
Yeah.
He's quite the Spock-Blocker.
I always thought it was T'Pring who was the Spock-Blocker.
Right?
Hello, I'm Mark on the Search for Trek, and welcome to 1 Minute at a Time, the show where we watch Star Trek, the motion picture, like it says in the title, 1 minute at a time. With me, as always, my good friends and fellow nerds, Izaak from Tasmania.
Happy First Contact Day.
Goodwill from the United Kingdom.
Happy First Contact Day!
And our very special guest this week, David Moody from Let's Talk About Treks right here in the United States of America.
Hello, I am here also.
Gonna watch. I should switch these glasses.
Happy First Contact Day, everybody.
All right, so we're gonna watch minute 10 of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Izaak, do you remember what happened last week?
Well, I only remember the end of the minute where we were introduced to a member of our crew for the first time. We've got Spock, who's looking at the sun or something bright, and he hasn't said anything yet, but that means he could now say absolutely anything.
David, did Izaak talk to you about what we're doing?
Woefully little.
I sent the rundown of what we do.
All right, so that's that's where we left in minute 9. So if you're a Patreon member, you can watch this with us on our Patreon. There's all kinds of other stuff to do over there. It's a lot of fun. If you're not a Patreon member, we'll be back in a second with a synopsis. 60 seconds on the clock. What happened in this minute of Star Trek?
So the start of the minute, we do see Spock trying to shield himself from the light.
Long-haired, gruff, very 70s looking. He's obviously sensitive to light.
But then we get to look at what he's looking at.
Those giant statues that are on Vulcan.
Giant statues. And they're kind of cool. And they've got the combat for my wife
He
weapon.
is on the quest to be British by purging all emotion.
This little panel, a threesome of Vulcans. They're all very wise, and they've got on the robes, the Vulcan
Several
robes.
Vulcans, and one of them begins talking to Spock.
Some sort of Vulcan Karen in front of him.
Rare, actually, that you get a lot of Vulcans. So for this to have such a long stretch of Vulcan, I think is pretty cool.
Hearing Vulcan is really fun. We hear a lot of it. In fact, in this movie so far, we've heard Klingon, English, and
I've
Vulcan.
heard the word Kolinar, which I've heard before, and I think that might be something we can
And they're
drink.
going to give him the Kolinar, the award for, pure logic. He's been out in the desert on his family's breeding ground, ridding himself of human
And
emotions.
as she is about to adorn the amazing
They're
medallion,
presenting him the award, and he denies it.
he goes, "No!"
I choose not to read.
So he Spock-Blocks. Once again. Ends last minute with Spock-Block, ends this minute with Spock-Block. And why, though? Why is he blocking the Kolinar? Why is he stopping her from putting it on his face? We don't know. This is why Star Trek is so
Does have
exciting.
a continuous rejection of being too Vulcan, but at the same time, he always has a continuous rejection of being too human. So it's like, yeah, he's beginning and ending with denial in all times. So is this like a minute that just like sums up Spock in his entirety?
Minute 10. Spock-Block to Spock-Block. What is one word that defines this minute for you?
Speechless.
That's not a cop-out, is it?
No, absolutely not. Like, seriously, I'm watching that minute. At the end of it, I'm like, there is so much I want to say that I can't actually get it out. It is amazing.
It's a very good minute of Star Trek. David, did you want to go next?
Sure. I can go next. Vulcanian.
Vulcanian. That's a throwback. That's a TOS throwback right there. I appreciate you, sir, for pulling that one out of the grab bag. Vulcanian. Goodwill.
Denial.
Wow. Would you like to explain that, or are you just going to sit on it?
I'm going to sit on it.
Jesus. Mysterious. And
I'm kind of hoping it's in the NBA Jam sense, like, deny. Because he did kind of block he's Spock-blocked.
He's Spock-blocked. Logic. He Spock-blocked logic.
Yeah.
The logic Spock-block.
When they record NBA stats, they should have Spock-blocks in there too.
Spock-block.
20 points, 10 assists, 0 Spock-blocks.
0 Spock-blocks. Okay, so in the last 2 minutes, there's been 2 Spock-blocks. That's a lot. That's 20% of this movie so far.
and 100% of the minutes of Spock in.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. What notes do you have for this minute that could improve minute 10 of Star Trek?
No subtitles. We do not need to see subtitles. The one thing that this movie has done so well in the first 10 minutes, we have got a multitude of languages. We have had Klingon, we have had English, and now we have had Vulcan. The mystery is enhanced if we just see a gruffled, tired, dirty, long-haired Spock on his knees, about to get a very charming necklace from QVC, and then he goes,
I'll tell you
"No!"
right now, if they didn't have the subtitles, I'd have thought it was a pre-mating colonoscopy. It's his family mating grounds. The sex combat statues are there.
Next time when you have Spock and he has long hair, maybe choose a slightly better wig. You don't want to
He
use
didn't like his wig.
you don't want to use Deanna's wig from First Contact. You'll want to make one that looks good on
Wow.
Spock. One thing that
Wow.
is great about this minute that I would just want to make a note of, for next time, do it this way instead of using an AR wall. The way that they filmed this scene is wonderful. You are clearly outside, and there is no seam for an AR wall and outside, and you get a lot of, sense and feel of being outside. It's wonderful.
Brown.
Look, I just thought there were elements of this minute which were not really logical. So let me put it to you, gentlemen. Have you ever received a gift but not really liked it, but gone, thank you anyway? Now, I'm aware that all three of you have Trek 365 hats. Yes. Okay, so you guys have done the polite thing. You've taken the hat, and then you've decided not to wear it until I've just mentioned it now. You just kept it a bit off screen, and eventually you will lose it or go, oh, yeah, I must have worn it sometime and left it somewhere. That's what you do with a gift. What Spock does is he goes, no, I don't want your necklace. He should have just gone, oh, yeah, thanks. And then he could take it off later when they leave.
So you think he should have just accepted Kolinar?
Yeah.
And dealt with it later? Moved on with his life? Yeah.
I think all three of you should have accepted Kolinar. Thank you. Along with my caps.
Are you saying we need to schedule a colonoscopy?
It can't. Well, I was going to say it can't hurt. It might hurt, but it could be good to know if you're okay.
Should never deny a colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy.
Hero of the minute.
What or whom is the hero of this minute of Star Trek: The Motion Picture?
Star Trek's a very popular franchise and potentially has helped other franchises, as in motivated them to succeed or given them some storylines to consider or how to share a narrative. And I love the fact that the big statues and things were then borrowed by the people at Game of Thrones to do the set of Bravos. I think it's really, really good. So I'm going to give it to the production design for not only making really big statues that really show inherent history and lore within Star Trek, but also inspiring the Bravo set by selling them the same things that they just then redressed and put like a cloak on or something to make it look like it was from a medieval time rather than future time, like Star Trek.
To be fair, I think that there are a limited number of heroes that there could be for this minute. After all, there are only a few people in this scene. I'm going to say that maybe the person who decided to agree to put that long stretch of Vulcan in there is the hero of the minute. For me, I think that was a wonderful decision.
Excellent. That's a very sweet hero.
The heroes of this minute are the set designers of this amazing scene. Let's be honest, all the way through the original run of Star Trek, we got those very cheap looking planet surfaces, polystyrene rocks, plastic, and very harsh, oversaturated lighting. This is Star Trek on a epic and grander scale. This is hot, arid, steamy, desolate Vulcan, and we want you to be immersed as soon as
My
you see
hero
it.
of the minute is actually Mr. Moody. David, for reintroducing the world to the word Vulcanian. Bringing back old words. My runner-up for Hero of the Week is Izaak, for sending us all these Trek 365 hats. If you've not listened to Trek 365, you're missing out. It's silly, it's ridiculous, and it's a smile machine. So thank you, Izaak, for the hat.
And all three of you have been on it.
All four of us.
All four of us have been on it.
I don't listen to the episodes with me on it.
Why is minute 10 the best minute so far of Star Trek?
Can we rewind a little bit? My face after watching this minute, right? I was and my word was speechless, because I was absolutely. It wasn't that I was trying to cop out and go, nothing happened in this minute. It was more, there was so much of an impact that this minute had on the overall narrative and what the possibilities are for this movie from this point on. There's obviously a backstory with Spock here that he's been through a bit that we're not aware of yet, and the possibilities of what he's going to do from this point on are amazing as well. And the fact that he's obviously going through some sort of Vulcanian practice or spiritual guidance or something like that, but then refusing the outcome of it at the end, that's not logical, but it is very interesting, and I'm really keen to see what happens next. The other minutes haven't captivated me to the extent of this one, and that's why this minute's better than the other 9.
Oh, that's interesting. That's a bold statement.
Oh, okay. Sure. That's a bold statement as well. Yeah.
Goodwill, why is this the best minute?
What was the question?
Why is it the best minute?
Why is this the best minute so far?
We get amazing scenery, we get legendary characters, and we get legendary characters doing amazing things without uttering a goddamn word. He has such a stoic presence in Star Trek. All he has to do is deny the gift of a QVC necklace for the whole audience to go, oh!
That's true.
Wouldn't it be better, though, to see Spock in a Gates McFadden
Like
wig?
the blonde, like the strawberry blonde, or like the redhead?
The red. Or is that just me?
David, did you get to do yours?
To be fair, I'm at a disadvantage because this is my first minute in this particular context.
Put it on, Marina!
Why is this the best minute so far?
Well, number one, I'm here. And then number two, it's a minute that likely inspired some careers, because when people at a young age get into Star Trek, there are often things that, you know, sort of stick with them and then inspire them to do, you know, great things in life later. So I'm betting you that there is at least 1 or 2 or 4 people out there who saw this minute and it sort of inspired them to become a linguist or do something in the language arts or something in the creative arts where they can then go on and create languages and stuff like this. So I think this is the best minute so far because of those
That's
reasons.
actually a great reason, because, for example, Goodwill started the Vulcan Academy. He recruits students and he tries to teach them something, and they all reject his award at the end.
I think he also dropped out.
Lovely.
We were going to call it the Rejection Academy, but we decided to keep it
The
the
Goodwill Rejection Academy. The GRA.
It's the best minute so far for a lot of the Vulcan stuff we've been talking about, some of the silliness and the big sex statues on the mating grounds and the rejection of colonoscopy. But I think the Spock-Block. But I think this is the best minute so far for me, because we've got yet another awesome guest in David, who has an awesome Star Trek podcast. And if you don't listen to it, you ought to. Let's talk about Treks, which I think is weekly.
It is. It's
I listen to it in blobs.
It's the best way on 1.2.
The number of times Erica has said, Mark makes me listen to Star Trek podcasts when we take road trips. All right, so what did we learn this week, gentlemen?
Think about it. How much in this minute have we learned? We have learned that Spock does not look good in a wig. We have learned that Vulcan looks majestic with towering illogical statues with giant Q-tips.
Sex statues.
We have learned that there is more than 2 women on Vulcan. We have seen the 3rd woman ever on Vulcan.
Yeah.
They buy QVC jewelry and give it to people who have successfully purged emotions. And we have learned that it's not always the lighting director's fault. It is whoever lit that goddamn candle.
Do not light the candle.
Do not light the candle.
Spock-Block.
Isaac, what did we learn this week?
So Vulcans are not logical people, is what we've learned in this minute. First of all, they build giant statues.
Sex statues.
Are you sick in Jamaharon?
Nerds on the prowl.
Lock up your 20-foot statues. The boys are in town.
Oh, yeah. Ladies,
Spock's not logical either, because he's gone through some great ordeal where you get a trophy at the end, and he Spock-Blocks it. That's not logical. Don't do the journey in the first place if you don't want the prize.
David, did you learn anything this week?
Just Say No was endemic across all of culture around this time. I had forgotten that really, but apparently it just permeated all corners of the media. And I appreciate you having me here so you could remind me that this is what was going on in the 80s.
Just say no to the Kolinarscopies. I learned that I still like making the show. This is fun. Just a little bit. I like hanging out with you nerds and talking about Vulcan sex statues. Sex combat statues. This should more accurately. They're combat. They're statues of Vulcan men combating for sex rights or claims or
I can just see the episode reviews now. These guys are still talking about sex statues 10 weeks in.
best review ever. Do you have a prediction for what you think will happen next week?
I have not one but two predictions
Two
about
predictions.
what's going to happen next week. One, we are going to see Spock go, no, I don't want your tacky QVC jewellery. I have had enough of this. I want a bath, and I am going back to
Spock is going to take off his robes, jump into the
and
ocean.
my second prediction is that Marcus is going to finally admit that he no longer enjoys doing this show with us, because it's been 10 minutes, 10 weeks so far. He's like, I enjoy this. He's going to get to a minute 11. He's going to go,
I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
I don't know.
Moody, what is your prediction for next week?
My prediction for next week is the next line for Spock will be something along the lines of, those will clash with my eyes. Do you have something more my color?
Izaak, did you make a prediction?
There's only one real logical reason why you wouldn't wear or accept the necklace, and that's because it's not waterproof.
I think Spock's gonna say, I'm sorry, what award are you giving me? What did I just do here? I wasn't Kolinar?
Like, he'll go, English.
Isn't Kolinar a Vulcan colonoscopy? Wasn't I shedding logic? I don't understand.
Oh, or I'm getting an award. Is Dad here?
Oh, is Dad here? You know he's not. God. His dad loves him. He's just a Vulcan. It's hard. Come on.
Derek hates him.
What is it with Star Trek and daddy issues? This is an endemic problem within this
No,
franchise.
there is a good dad. Ben Sisko is brilliant.
That's the exception to the rule.
Is he?
Ben Sisko left his
Yeah.
family to go live with some aliens, right?
Go live with aliens and be all like, I like the white space.
Am I misremembering?
No, they're not aliens. They were his people. He's one of them.
His mother was one
He's a
of them.
quarter one of them.
His mother was one of them.
Miles isn't a good dad. Yeah, take Molly to Bajor for 6 months. I don't care.
Oh, and leave her in the cave forever. Worf is the only good dad in Star Trek.
Why? Because he denies the existence of his son.
All right, well, this has been another minute 10 specifically, of Star Trek the Motion Picture, 1 minute at a time. I want to thank my good friends Goodwill and Izaak and David for being here and diving deep into the nerdy moray of this minute of Star Trek. Thank you guys.
How long you
Appreciate
been waiting to use moray in a podcast?
Oh, since I was like 3. It's been 42 years.
Good job.
Now, I got it tattooed. It's my tramp stamp. Moray.
We know.
If you like the show, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. It means a lot to us. If you want to join us on Patreon, that's cool too. We do a lot of watch parties and a lot of community stuff. It's a lot of fun. If you like what we said, agree with us in the comments. If you disagree with what we said, correct us. If it's funny, you get gold star. And if you're just going to be an asshole, don't bother making a comment, because that sucks. I'm Mark on the search for Trek.
I'm Goodwill on the search for Trek.
I'm Izaak on the search for Trek.
I'm David on the search for Trek.
Awesome, sweet. See you all next week for minute 11 of Star Trek the Motion Picture. Go climb a rock.
Spock-Block.
Kolinar.
The Spock-Block.
Spock-Block. Izaak, do you have a dad joke for us?
Why don't skeletons get in fights?
Why?
Because they they don't have the guts.
I was really hoping your dad joke would be about combat sex statues.
Give me a week.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.